This is the western pond turtle, one of the few native freshwater turtles in America found west of the Sierra Nevada and Cascade Mountain ranges along the Pacific coast. They can be found between British Columbia and Baja California throughout portions of Oregon, Washington, and California in creeks, streams, and ponds. Previously treated as a single species, the western pond turtle complex includes two species. The northwestern pond turtle, whose range extends from British Columbia into the San Francisco Bay Area and the Central Valley of California, and the southwestern pond turtle, found from Central California's southern coast ranges south into Baja California. Female western pond turtles can often be distinguished from males using certain markings. Typically, mature females have a blunt snout and speckled chin and neck. The snout of a mature male is markedly more pointed, and the chin and neck is less speckled and paler. Despite certain physical markings like coloration that help biologists distinguish between the two species in the field, both species of western pond turtles share much in common. The natural range of both species overlaps in portions of the San Francisco Bay Area, and the natural history of both species is very much alike. A turtle's shell consists of bony plates that are protected by keratinous scutes, or shields, a material similar to the human fingernail. As a turtle grows, so does their shell and the overlying scutes. The scutes grow by depositing a growth ring, or growth annuli, which typically takes place once each year. Until western pond turtles reach between 12 and 16 years, these growth rings can be used to determine a turtle's age, the same way one counts tree rings. In the wild, western pond turtles can reach up to 55 years. Throughout their natural range, western pond turtles can be found in freshwater habitats like ponds, lakes, creeks, streams, and rivers. Such waters provide a protected place to forage for food or escape from predators by diving beneath a submerged log or undercut bank. Wherever they're found, western pond turtles can be seen throughout the day basking along the shoreline, up on an exposed rock or log, or swimming at the water's surface, sometimes using the surrounding vegetation for cover. Basking allows cold-blooded turtles to regulate their body temperature and to absorb UV rays necessary to produce vitamin D, which helps them grow and maintain strong bones. In more urban areas, western pond turtles can be found in parks and artificial ponds where they're often seen with non-native turtles, like the red-eared slider. Common in the pet trade, red-eared sliders are frequently released into the wild when they are no longer wanted. Non-native turtles can compete with the native western pond turtles for key resources like food and basking habitat, and can introduce foreign diseases to the native turtle population. Although western pond turtles can be active year-round, in the spring and summer, turtle activity increases as the weather warms. Adult male turtles court potential mates with a ritualized performance. This performance consists of the male positioning himself in front of the female and then waving his forearms across her field of view. If the female swims away, the male will reposition himself before her and begin the dance again. If their courtship is successful, the pair will mate. Mating takes place underwater with the male behind, but resting atop the female's domed carapace. The indented curvature of the male's plastron, as well as the firm grip with his foreclaws, helps the couple stay together, despite the seemingly awkward limitations presented by their shells. Depending on her age and the size of her shell, anywhere from 1 to 13 eggs can develop inside of a mature female western pond turtle. As spring turns to summer, climatic clues induce the female to leave the protection of the water and venture up onto land in search of a place to construct her nest. In the late afternoon, on into evening, gravid females will march through dense strands of tules, open fields, and densely vegetated woods in search of a suitable clearing or open ground, whose combination of shade and sun exposure will ensure the success of the developing eggs. Once she's selected a site, the female will empty her bladder to dampen the soil. Then, sight unseen, she will scrape the hard ground and then scoop out a pear-shaped cavity in the earth with only her hind legs. If at any time she encounters a rock or root too difficult to work around, she may be forced to abandon that nest site in search of another. But if her bladder is empty, she is frightened by a possible predator, or the night draws on too long, she may be forced to abandon her nest attempt altogether and return several days later to start again. If she is successful in digging a suitable nest, she will position herself over the opening and lay her eggs one by one, using her hind legs to position each egg in the nest. When she's done, she will sweep up any loose damp soil and vegetation with her hind legs and work it into the mouth of the nest chamber to create an adobe nest plug. After tamping the plug down with her plastron, the nest becomes unremarkable as she walks away, well camouflaged to any passerby. In the nest, the eggs will incubate and develop over 90 to 120 days before they are ready to hatch. When they emerge from their shells, hatchlings no bigger than a quarter dig out of the nest chamber in search of a watery home. There, the young will take refuge in the warm, shallow waters where they'll forage for food and grow toward adulthood. Western pond turtles are dietary generalists. Their omnivorous diets include everything from vegetable matter like algae, plant roots, and flowers to invertebrates, small fish, amphibian tadpoles and egg masses, and scavenged carrion. Habitat loss, droughts, and the introduction of non-native species, like eastern bullfrogs, increase population vulnerability for western pond turtles. The already small population of northwestern pond turtles in Washington experienced a sharp population decline in 1990 as a result of an upper respiratory disease. Meanwhile, southwestern pond turtles continue to decline in response to drought conditions and reduced wetland habitat. In recent years, state and federal natural resource agencies have begun collaborating with zoos and researchers to better understand the factors threatening western pond turtles and to develop a strategy towards protecting them. If current trends continue, both species run the risk of possible extinction in less than 100 years. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service conducted an assessment of both species across their range and proposed listing them as threatened. In the meantime, these resilient reptiles must rely on the best protection nature has afforded them: 2 shells. But a shell protects 1 turtle at a time. The rest is in our hands.